Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Claire. I'm going to do another experiment. I've decided to try and demonstrate the difference in straight pours, the difference that pouring the cup out makes. So whenever I do a straight pour, I pour low, I pour high, and I twist around. It's just what I do. But what difference does that actually make? So I'm going to do three little canvases, three paintings. I'm going to do a straight pour, holding the cup really low down to the canvas, keeping it in that same position. I'm going to do another one when I'm holding up really high, and that causes the paint to fall down quicker and to mix more. And then I'm going to do a third one. I'm probably going to hold it maybe in the middle somewhere and twist it and keep twisting it. So you'll get an idea of what difference the speed of the paint coming out of the cup makes, the height of the paint, the cup, and also the twisting or keeping it still, what difference that makes. And I genuinely don't know what the results are. I do my straight pours the same every single time, but why? I don't really know. So I'm looking forward to finding out. So let me show you the colours I'm using for this experiment. So here are the colours. I'm basing the colour scheme around these two colours. These colours are just scrapings from my worktop after I've done a painting. So you've got a really pretty purpley colour and then a slightly more blue tone. They're scrapings. I cannot remember for the life of me whether they've got silicone in them or not. So might get some silicone in these paintings, might not. I'm also using some leftover silver. I've topped it up and I think I noticed a sort of oily effect on the top. So I think there is silicone in there. So the silver is this one, Pebeo Studio Acrylics Silver. I'm using De La Rowney Graduate Acrylic Pearl Black, Amsterdam White, Amsterdam Permanent Red Violet Light, and Royal & Lang Nickel Magenta. So they're all mixed to the same consistency with PVA glue and water pouring medium. So I'll put that consistency, that recipe, in the description of this video for you. So I'm going to layer up three little silicone cups. I've decided to leave out the black. I like it, but I think it might look a bit too dark, and I prefer lighter paintings than dark. I'll keep it by me. I might change my mind, who knows. Right, this is the order. Although I'm going to start with the white, so let's sort of shuffle them along a little bit, like that, I think. Okay, I'm going to put it in. I may or may not use it when it comes to it. So I'm going to layer these cups up as similar as possible. So just start with just a little bit of white in the bottom. Right, I've got 20 centimetre canvases, three of them all lined up already. So three different straight pours. So I'm going to do a straight pour with the cup really low to see what fingerlings I get there. I'm going to do a straight pour with the cup up really high. And then I'm going to do a straight pour maybe in the middle, but just twist it round just to show what effects that gives. So I think to start with, I'm just going to do the straight pour. I'm going to be in the same position each time. I'm going to do the straight pour really low. So it's as low as it can go. Wow, that's really pretty. There's some detail here which is just beautiful. Right, let's give it a torch. Excuse me. Oh, where have all these cells just come from? Whoa, they look like silicone cells. I haven't got silicone in this. Oh, unless there's silicone in that purple, but then you'd think the purple would come through. Right, this might have totally changed my experiment now. So I'm not going to put a flow extender down because there is plenty of paint on here for this little canvas. So I'm just, there, they definitely look like silicone cells. Well, I love these colours. What a beautiful little painting. I wish there wasn't the silicone in it, but it's created some quite pretty effects. I'm not going to torch again because I don't want more cells. But there you go, that's the first one done. So let's get the second canvas. Right, so again, straight pour, but this time I'm going to hold the cup up really high. Right, it's interesting, it's really pretty. Let's torch it. So I'll do exactly the same as I did for the other one. So less cells. There's definitely some cells popping through, but less. So same again, I'm just going to tilt over to each corner. Right, really, really pretty, but totally, totally different. There's a lot more blending of the colours. There's almost a slightly muddier section here where there wasn't on the first one. You've still got some of these lovely cells, some of the lovely effects there, but a lot more lines, lots and lots of lines. Okay, brilliant, really happy with that. Oh, let's just get these corners. Right, so last one, it's just, I'm going to do it somewhere in the middle and I'm going to twist my hand round and twist it back again a few times. Right, unfortunately, I just dripped on that bit. Never mind, right, let's give it a torch. Right, lots of the silicone cells popping up through it. Maybe it's because the silicone's in the blue, the purpley blue, they're popping up through the blue. Right, so third time. In fact, I might just sort that centre out slightly. Not happy with that. Okay. Right, that is totally different again. What I ended up doing was lifting the cup up and down like I would normally and twisting it back and forward. So it's a bit more haphazard, actually, a bit more random. So here they all are side by side. So I'll show you in the order that I poured them. So the first one, so the straight pour that was low down. Now there is so much detail in this. So when you do a really low straight pour, you get all of these little fingerlings, all these little projections in details in the centre. So the cells, in my opinion, are actually just an added bonus. I didn't realise, or had forgotten, or didn't ever really know that there was silicone in that scraped up paint. But look at the beautiful effects it gives. Not so keen on those white cells, but the rest of these cells, they're stretched silicone cells, are just gorgeous. And then you've got some beautiful detail here where the colours are just overlapping each other. You can see the transparency of the paints there, because you can see a colour but with another colour underneath. So a lot of detail and also a lot of contrast between the colours. So you can definitely see the white, the pink, the purple, black there, but the black's really, there's not much black at all, and the silver here, but the silver just looks like a dull white. A darker white, sorry. Right, let's move on to the second one. Straight pour from up high. Look at the difference. Huge difference. So the first thing I think I notice is that the contrast isn't there. So there's a lot more blending of colours. There's a lot less contrast between the white and the pink there. So you've got the dark white, the bright white and the dark pink, but because there are so many lines, so many more lines than the first one, all the lines are so close to each other, it gives the effect of a slightly more muddier colour. You can see a little bit of the black in there. There are some beautiful little details here. If I can get that in focus. It's really, really pretty. A slightly muddier corner over here. So no muddying in the first one. I would say that looks a little bit more muddy in that corner. Again, a few beautiful cells. Less cells in this one, interestingly. You get a real sense of the shimmer there. So low down and up high, what a difference. And then number 3 is kind of a bit of a mixture of the two, really. I held the cup up and I held it down, but the main thing was I was twisting it, and the twisting makes quite a difference. So you can see these different areas of colour. I have to say, it just looks messier to me. It's not as neat. You've got more of the black showing through on this one. Again, you've got some lovely cells from the silicone. There's a lot more black showing on this one. I think because it's quite a small canvas, I mean, this is what I do all the time, the twisting my hand, but I think because it's such a small canvas, a lot of the edge is lost. I didn't put the flow extender down, so to me it just looks a bit messier. That's the centre there, where there are some fingerlings, but it's stretched out quite a bit. Lots and lots of lines. Just a little bit messier, I would say. So there they are, all 3. Which do you prefer? I know which one I prefer. Hands down, I prefer this one. I love that painting. This one is quite pretty. This one to me looks a bit of a mess. But let's wait and see what they look like dry. So they're all now dry, and I just think they make the cutest little triptych. They're all different, but all the same, all very similar. So together, I think they work really well. So let me show you up close. I'm going to show you in the order that I poured them. So first of all, the straight pour that was close to the canvas. It's dried really well. So you've got those beautiful cells, lots of lines. You've got such contrast. So pink there with the silver. The detail in the centre is so pretty. And then you've got a little bit of blending here where you can see some of the transparency of the colours. So real contrast. You've got bright white in the centre, dark pink, and some really pretty cells. So moving on to the second one. so different. So as I said earlier, the contrast is there, but you have to look so close to find it. So there are pink lines and white lines, but they are so close together, they give a sort of slightly muddier effect. The centre has come out nicely. There's a lot of depth there. That was where I dripped it, unfortunately, so that spoils it slightly for me. But the difference here are there are so many lines, lots and lots of lines. And then the third, and that was the one holding the cup really high. And then the third one was just a bit of everything, high and low and twisting and turning. And I still think this looks a bit messier. I think if you saw this one on its own, I think actually it would make quite a nice, interesting little painting. But I just feel that compared to the other two, so with looking at them all three together, it just feels a little bit messy. It doesn't have such a design. So my opinion is number 1 is my favourite, number 2 is second, and the third, this one 3 is my third favourite. So in that order. So I've learnt a lot, because this one holding the cup really close, I'm definitely going to do that more in the future. I'm not so keen on the blending and the merging, so I might not do that. I might just keep the cup close to the canvas. The twisting and turning, I think it's a bit inconclusive, really. What I would quite like to do is another painting where I hold it close and then twist it. I think that would be really interesting to see what effect that has. I might do another experiment with that. Actually, if that's interesting, let me know if you would like me to do that. So another one close and then another one close but twisting. Great, thank you so much for watching. Please leave me comments. Please let me know which one you prefer. Yeah, just leave me any thoughts you have. Great, thanks so much for watching. Bye.